Avengers Endgame is now the biggest movie worldwide of all time, not adjusting for inflation. It has finally dethroned Avatar, and that is a fairly big deal. Yet, it doesn't feel like a big deal at all. It was significant when Titanic got that spot, and again significant when Avatar got that spot. Yet, with Avengers Endgame, it just kind of happened. Why is this? Back at the end of April, when Endgame opened, it smashed all predictions for what the biggest opening weekend of all time would be. That was huge, and it felt huge. It smashed the previous record into pieces. Avengers Infinity War held that record, and Endgame beat it by nearly $100 million. That's an event that may never happen again. Don't get me wrong, the record will be broken again, but to be broken by that huge a margin is unprecedented. Talk stopped being if it could break Avatar's record and began asking if it could be the first $3 billion movie. However, the weekend decline was steep, and soon even the Avatar record came into doubt. It wasn't that the movie was bad and couldn't hold an audience for multiple weekends. The issue was that with such an event, everyone felt the need to see it as soon as possible or risk being spoiled. However, that meant for future weekends, everyone had already seen it, many multiple times. So while the weekend drops weren't unexpectedly big, they were big enough to place Endgame just outside the record. So in response, the studio decided to do a re-release. Technically a re-expansion, but it was called re-release, so we'll just go with that. The idea was that it was just the same movie with some post-credit stuff added at the end. Potentially cool. Then we found out what the post-credit stuff was. An unfinished Hulk deleted scene, a tribute to Stan Lee, and a trailer to Spider-Man Far From Home.
Whoop-de-shit.
To say it felt half-assed is the understatement of the century. Avatar did a re-release as well to cement its place at the top of the pack, except that re-release was the special edition. New scenes reintegrate into the movie, adding substantial time and providing a slightly different experience. Endgame was the same movie, except with two things added with no additional work and the Stan Lee tribute. When you look at the numbers, doing this substandard re-release makes no sense. Both Infinity War and Endgame were made on the same budget of $1 billion. Let's add $500 million for promotion. Even with that huge $1.5 billion number, Infinity War brought in more than enough money to pay for both movies, meaning every penny Endgame made was pure profit for the House of Mouse. If they truly wanted to make sure they surpass Avatar, do a solid re-release. Track down a few deleted scenes and cut them back into the movie. Finish the effects of the Hulk scene and place it back in as well. Release a true special edition of the movie. Have the Stan Lee tribute for our mid-credit scene, and for the post-credit scene, remember those scenes from the trailer that ended up cut from Spider-Man Far From Home? It was revealed those would be cut into a short film on the Far From Home release. Well, why not instead make that your post-credit scene in Endgame? Make it something that is worth your audience's time to see again. Put serious time and money into this re-release so that when the movie breaks the record, it feels earned. Instead, they did as little effort as possible, and thus the movie just barely limped over the finish line. Surpassing Avatar should feel like a bigger achievement. As it is, if Avatar is ever re-released, it'll regain the title easily. Of course, that could be the plan for the House of Mouse since they make money on both movies. Still, the re-release could have been something special. Instead, it's just a gimmick that'll be forgotten about in time. If they wanted to break the record, then go all in and not only break the record, but see how much further you can get. Otherwise, why bother? It's not like the movie is a bomb if it doesn't pass Avatar.
I'm busy.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Jesus, and I said I'm busy. Busy.
They think order and chaos are somehow opposites and try to control what won't be.